can a person sue for pain and suffering and emotional distress after an accident, even if they were not physically injured? Well, in some states, the answer is yes. Where I live here in Nevada, a person can bring a claim for pain and suffering, emotional distress after an accident, such as a car accident. Um, the caveat to that, though, is it's pretty tough to prove. If you are injured in an accident and you're in trial and a jury sees that somebody's got severe injuries, it's physical injuries, it's pretty easy to conclude, well, if you've got a major injury, broken leg, missing arm, something like that, that the person actually had some pretty severe emotional distress and pain and suffering that went with it. If you have no physical injury, it is much more difficult to convince a jury that you should be compensated for your emotional distress and pain and suffering. Oftentimes, it'll require some sort of documentation. If you missed a lot of work because of it, work records would be helpful. If you had to go to counseling, you're going to want to have your counseling records available. You're going to have witness statements from family, friends that can testify to the pain and suffering and emotional distress. And if you do take it to trial, you're probably going to need your counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist to testify as to the mental state, emotional distress caused by the accident. And this is tough. And so if you are involved in an accident, and if your only injuries are pain and suffering and emotional distress, and there's no physical injuries, it might actually be pretty hard to find a lawyer to take your case on a contingency fee, because those cases are pretty tough to win.